Yeah.
This song is dedicated to all my fellas out there.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? Let me see something first. Um, we are live right now, y'all. What's up, y'all? Hello, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome everybody to the live. Welcome everybody to the live. Yeah, we on a little bit earlier than normal, huh? Yeah, I know I'm surprising some people. Like Skrapp, you on early? Yeah, man. Yes, we are. We on a little bit early. What's up, y'all? What's up? Anybody who's joining me over there on YouTube? I see y'all. What's up? What's up, YouTube? Hey, yeah, yeah. Mm. Let me see. Drops. That's something else. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live, y'all. Let me see. I'm looking for something I think y'all might be interested in. Let's go back. I wonder why I don't have that. I gotta find that. I should have all of the Slippin master files somewhere. And the fact that I don't see them is throwing me off. What's up, y'all? Everybody, welcome. I know I'm a little earlier than normal. What up, Calandra? I know I'm a little earlier than normal. What's up, Lavetta? I see you over there. Lavetta Weibel. I put her whole name out there. My bad, Lavetta. What's up? If y'all are joining me on YouTube or anywhere else other than TikTok right now, make sure y'all. What's up, Jasmine? Listen, my YouTube is up right now. ICGREEN and the numeric 1. What up, grown and sexy? What up, pretty boy? I see you, homie. Let me find this. I wonder where that is. Let me see. 2000. Let me see. Maybe it's on one of my drives. That must be what it is. I saw it on one of my drives because I don't see the. I've got the song. What's up, Crystal Ann? Yeah, Michelle, what's happening? I got a version of Slippin where it's the acapella and all those, but I think it's on my other computer. I'm gonna have to have it imported or whatnot. For those of you who are just joining me, man, I want to say shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all jumping on my live right now. For those who don't know, I released my single today, and I'm so excited. It's funny because I normally wouldn't talk about music on this platform, and through you guys' support, I've done more than talk about it. I've actually released it, and it's been a great release so far. Like, so many people have been joining the conversation and supporting the record. And if you're not on my email list, let me see if I can type it in real quick for you guys. I'm gonna give y'all something. This is my email list: TikTok, Skrapp at gmail.com. So I'm about to post my email, right? If you aren't on my email list, make sure you send me an email saying you want my newsletter. And I'll send it to you. But you gotta email me first in order for me to see your email. And that way I can send it. So it should be pinned, yeah. Yeah, so listen, a lot of exciting things. So in the email list, I sent out a lyric sheet for the song too, so you guys can learn the lyrics and learn the words and see what it means. What's up, Milan? I see you. Welcome to the team. But I'm also gonna release I may do it tonight or tomorrow, but it's gonna be a lyric video. For those of you who don't want the lyric sheet, you can just watch the lyric video and get the lyrics. And I got a bunch of other things in mind. So one of the other things I needed you guys to do is, if you're on Spotify, to this year, they just started the wrap up, right? So my wrap up numbers, I hadn't been active on Spotify or anything. What's up, Divine? This whole past year. So now that we're gonna crank things up, I absolutely need you guys to favorite and add it to your Spotify playlist. It needs to be a reoccurring theme, a reoccurring song. What up, Afro Latina?
She from Cuba, her mom named Maria.
She say she Afro Latina. You know what I mean? Jay Lily, I see you, baby. About to lose your subscription. Anyway, uh, it needs to be a song that plays over and over on your Spotify playlist. It shows up. And what we're trying to do is the first month matters the most. The first month matters the most. So in this first month, we need to report and record high numbers, and that impact will change the trajectory of the record on Spotify, iTunes, and Tidal and Apple Music. So what up, Quill? I don't know if we'll chart on Apple Music. Like, it really have to do some crazy numbers to chart on Apple Music. That'd be super dope, but there's no guarantee. For those of you who are joining me over on YouTube, make sure you guys speak. So I know you guys are in the live. I see you over there. What's up, YouTube? Yeah. Yeah, I see you. 23. All day, baby. Yeah. Divinely, how you doing? That's what's up. I'm good, thank you. Naya, man, I haven't seen you in quite a while, Nyla. Naya Love, good to see you. Listen, no, so again, we're on my main channel, but everybody knows my main channel is being throttled. I don't know when it's gonna end or whatnot. So until it does, my other channel is the official IC Green. It should be in the bio. We're gonna switch over there in a minute because, as you guys have noticed, we went from 200 plus followers all the way down to like 50 something followers. And that's just because of the band. Lil John, what up? Yeah, I see you, Lil J. That's what's up. Watching from, oh man, really? Man, I hope that's short term, bro. I hope that's short term. China, I see you. But listen, we're gonna go to my backup channel. I'm better than amazing. Good to see you. That's what's up. That's always good. She said better than amazing. That's all right. We're going to go to my backup channel, which is the official IC Green. And usually that live tends to hold the, hold the line when it comes to the people that are in the live. We've dropped down to 32. That's not us. So YouTube, if you're on it, or you can do this. If you're in my live, you can go to my YouTube channel and just kick it there. The numbers don't really flip out over there. You know what I'm saying? And it's a different picture if y'all really wanted to know. I'm going to sign off now. We're going to the official IC Green, y'all. Going right now. It's crazy how them numbers go down like that. Like, if y'all saw the numbers, man, that is just crazy. Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's switch accounts. It is switched. Let's go here. Nope, we ain't doing all that singing. We do this. Oh, man, Divine. Yeah, so, yeah, man. Yo, yeah, Lil John, you got to get everybody up on the record, too, so that they, you know what I'm saying, they understand, like, it's some real songs and, it's a real record. I think that what's going to happen is, what I hope to have happen is people can really hear the sincerity and the honesty in the record, and from there, give it a chance. You know what I mean? And share it, because all of us at some point, some of us have, slipping is another word for like dropping the bag. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes each one of us has been in a position where we got caught slipping, where we could have done something differently, we could have managed something differently. But we didn't really thoroughly think things through, and so we got caught slipping. So it's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? My hope is that we can, that because it's such a global thing, like it's not subjected to one person. In the song I talk about the relationship side of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get there. Yo, play my homie Lil Jeremy a song called Presidents. I don't have that. Yeah, how's always, it's been a minute. Yeah, I know, Curvy. My bad. Listen, hey, Curvy, I'm on, we're live right now. I know it's broadcasting to Twitch, but we're also live on YouTube right now. And then, of course, my TikTok community is here as well. But on YouTube, if you wanted to see yourself on YouTube, it's ICGREEN1 is my what's name. I haven't been on Call of Duty in a minute, which I'm trying to work that out to where my schedule permits me to be everything that I want to be to everybody that I'm being something to right now. And this is crazy because my backup channel, they can't, let me see. I need to check. They can't have a restriction on my backup channel. No, I don't see one. But man, the numbers are. Maybe it's because it's Friday or something. I don't know. But the numbers are looking funny on my backup channel, and that's not normal. You know, it may be because I came into my live just talking or whatever. But I'm sure everybody get notified and come into the live. Yeah, I am Curvy. I just released my single Curvy. It's on iTunes and everywhere right now. So I perform under the name IC Green. I'm gonna type it in for you right quick. I.C.Green. The song is called Slippin. And if you want to tell people to check it out, that's the name of it right there. The song is called Slippin'. It's my new single. You so funny. She's funny. But yeah, she has an amazing Discord group, man, that invited me in and treated me really well. So thank you for that. What up, Cinnamon? I see you. What up, Miss Chris? But I typed it up there. IC Green Slippin'. That is the name of the song. It's everywhere. It's on your. It's everywhere. That's what's up. Yeah, Apple Music. Like if we can make an impact on Apple Music, then that'll also. What up, Alpha? That will also go over to Spotify. Spotify take notice of it as well, and those are the two main playlists that really get you the notoriety that you need in order to go and perform it. What up, Sassy? To go and perform it. That's the goal. The goal is to raise awareness to the record to the point where we can go and perform it. That's what's up, Miss Chris. Remember, you guys, share it out. You can share it from all those platforms, from Spotify, from YouTube, from Tidal. You can share it so people can hear it. Yeah, that's what's up, Cinnamon. I'm so blessed to hear that. Couture, what's up, baby? I'm feeling good, man. I had a long night out. Last night, was Usher's last show here in Atlanta. I broadcasted live from there so y'all could see, what I'm saying? I took y'all a little bit backstage. I didn't take y'all all the way backstage, but I took y'all, to some places that are off limits to most people. And then we did the after party at Magic City, and it was just exhausting. You know what I mean? I don't think I got in until like 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that. And I was just, it was a lot. And I don't smoke weed, and I didn't drink last night, you know what I'm saying? So all of those things, all the weed smoke just pulls on your body, you know what I'm saying? So I don't do any of those kind of things, and it really threw me off to be in that environment. But yeah, T-Bay, what's happening? Yeah, so his last shows are in Miami. Got to go to his show recently. She said it was bananas. Yeah, and she had a good time. Yeah, where did she go to the show at, Curvy? The last show, man, I can't let the cat out of the bag, but the last show in Miami, it's Thursday, so I'm debating if I'm gonna fly down to that. That's gonna be off the chain. Y'all have no idea what he has in store for y'all down there. Literally, we sat after the show last night. We sat in the dressing room and we talked about how these last pieces, and it's gonna be crazy. What's up, Barbara? What's up, Melissa? I'm doing well. You know what I mean? What's up, Patricia? One dimple. That's forever gonna be funny. What up, Stephanie? Yeah. So I'm on early, and that's the reason why y'all haven't heard me play any music yet. Just wanted to communicate to y'all about, the song itself. And because we're live on YouTube as well. So sometimes I will go live on YouTube and not worry about the strikes or whatever. Because they gave me, every day I went live on YouTube, they gave me strikes regarding the, the fact I was playing popular music and copywritten music. But I'm not tripping because I wasn't monetizing any of that anyway. It was just, we turning up, we having a great time. So, I wanted to get on a little bit earlier. For those of you who were here earlier on my live, y'all got a chance to kick it. Rotimi came in. If any of you guys know, Rotimi is a part of the Power series with 50 Cent, but he also is an amazing artist, and he's got some incredible records. I'll play some tonight, you know what I'm saying? But he got down. He came in and had some encouraging words, and he followed me back, so, you know what I'm saying, we could stay in contact. Yeah, I started to come to the New York shows, man, because he had everybody come out. Wu-Tang, he had, Wu-Tang came out, Jadakiss, all them. I wanted to be out there for that, but it's all good. Yeah, that's what's up, Ernestine. Yep. Ohio, what's up, baby? I see you. I didn't know you wasn't following me. You was following the other account. That's what's up. Black Opal, what's up, baby? So, yeah. So if you're not on my newsletter, I need y'all to be a part of the newsletter, because it's easier for me to send out the newsletter with, what we're doing, because I do have a marketing plan for us ready to go, but I have to put it it needs to be in an email so you have it and you can kind of go through it and we can participate together. This first month is paramount. I'm saying that to y'all so y'all understand the urgency behind doing stuff now. What up, Connie? Yeah, I believe so divinely. I do. I believe with all my heart and soul. Miss Chris just posted the email for TikTok Skrapp@gmail.com. That's the best way. You got to email me, Patricia. So she posted it right there. It's pinned on TikTok. It's pinned. When you send it, send me an email. Say, hey, I want to get your newsletter. Da da da. People have sent longer messages, of course, saying they enjoy the lives and whatnot. And then I reply with a welcome letter, and then I've been sending out the lyric sheet, and then I'm saying you guys are going to be ahead of the curve with everything. Yep. So like I said, I also have to roll out the marketing plan for us all in terms of why we're posting. Like for anybody who purchased it off iTunes, I would have hoped that you would have 5-starred the song and then left a comment and not something generic. You know what I'm saying? If you guys go and look at some of the comments that have already been there have been really thoughtful comments and really insightful regarding the record itself. 2000, yeah. That's funny. That's funny, Kirby. Yeah. But iTunes is the place to get it at, and then from there you share it. It's on all of your social media platforms right now. So TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you're able to use, I think they have sections of it where you can kind of post and do stuff. So I also include, yes, what's up? Yep. I also included, the newsletter is different than YouTube. I've also included some ways for you guys to use this song as background music, because I know a lot of people were like, yo, how am I, some people don't know how to actually to post things that are interesting and fun for people to kind of pay attention to. So I just said right now, Remy Ma and Papoose are having issues. Anything with them in it is a you got caught slipping moment. Like he beat up the dude that was trying to kick it with Remy Ma. Then on some funnier meme type stuff, there are tons of P. Diddy memes out there where you can have the music in the background because of the baby oil. You got caught slipping. That's just right in your face. Anybody who fumbled the bag, you got caught slipping. Anybody who, and in some of these instances, it could be about anything where they fumbled the bag. You know what I'm saying? If it was released during the election, you would have did like Kamala fumbled the bag or something like that, or Donald Trump fumbled the bag, like he got caught slipping or whatever. So there are several ways to use the song in the background. You could do the song and you posing or something, and then having words, you know what I'm saying, a scenario where somebody got caught slipping, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing. I wouldn't want to do anything harmful. It should all be fun. It should all be upbeat, you know what I'm saying? Because that's who we are. Yeah, your ex got caught slipping with his ex. That's a perfect one. Like, and he fumbled the bag when it came to you. He got caught slipping. What's up, Mariana? So those are instances where you can put the music behind it, you know what I'm saying? If you ever lost me, y'all remember them posts where people say, if you ever lost me and you had me, you got caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? If you had me and you lost me, that's it. If you ever had me and you lost me, you got caught slipping. So any of those memes that we're talking about, fumbling the bag or anything like that, those work out perfect. You just change the song out. You can keep the same meanings with it, and those will help. So I was like, yo, I'm not expecting or assuming that and I hope people don't take offense to it. I don't know what you know, and I don't want to assume I know what you know. I just want to be a participant in helping us make this thing happen, in a dope fly way, so that the first month is as impactful as it needs to be to get this thing rolling. And then that'll also make it easier for other releases. So I know you guys are excited about Unplugged coming out next. And after we get this thing rolling, then Unplugged rolls a little easier. And the same for So Seductive and last but not least, Turn on the Lights. Those things become easier to consume and less to push. I sent a song to him, and he is even sicker at the thought of losing me. That's hilarious, Juicy. And I believe some people are gonna do that. You know what I mean? It's the perfect record to send to your ex. You got caught slipping. You know what I'm saying? It is that record. I didn't want to be that in the face with it, but it is a good record to send to somebody who tried to play you. You know what I mean? I'm probably going to sit down and announce that too. I think I'm gonna make it easy. I'm gonna say, listen, this record that I have is for anybody. It's twofold. It's a cautionary tale to men to get your act together. But if you have ever been cheated on, or somebody tried to break your heart, or they try to get over on you, let them know that they got caught slipping. They just dropped the bag. You know what I mean? That they messed up. Yeah. No, it's not that, Curvy. I want to play it for you right now, Curvy, but you could check it out. Oh, you listening to it? Yeah. So it's that. She's listening to it right now, you guys. I believe I touch and agree with you divinely. Yep. And so is Lavetta. Yep. When you guys listen on Spotify, it actually tells me how many listeners we have. But you got a favorite on Spotify. Like, honestly, my playlist on Spotify should grow exponentially from everybody adding me on Spotify as a listener. That's going to change a lot of things as well, because that's what they see. When they see that, remember, everything is about data. So when the data comes in that there's a new artist that has a new song out and they're generating numbers, then they say, well, maybe we should see what that's about and put it on one of our editors lists. And when they put it on their editors list, then they put it out on different platforms. The next thing you know, other playlists start to pick it up. And as these playlists start to pick it up, it starts going crazy. Now, the other thing that I'm doing, I'm working on, I got to send the record out to different vlogs and blogs, so that they can do write-ups about it. So, yeah, that's how it works, Miss Chris. You gain momentum from getting on those playlists. But also, if there's anybody, or if y'all come across those pages that are vlog sites, you know what I'm saying, we can send the record to those vlogs and those blogs or whatnot. And, we could, the plan is to set up interviews so we could discuss the record or whatnot. It's the promotional, you know what I'm saying? It's all promotional and it's grassroots. So even the small ones, I don't mind getting on to have the conversation, because it could become clip-worthy information in there. You know what I'm saying? There could be an opportunity for, something to come from it that may be reusable, and do it. Connie, we don't talk apple cider vinegar at night, but I'll give it to you. It's 8 ounces of water, 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, and 1 freshly squeezed lemon. I do have a post on my TikTok page where you can actually see me mix it, make it, discuss it, and drink it. Yep. The DJs are a huge asset when it comes to the record. The challenge is, because it's a ballad, very seldom I live in Atlanta. It's very seldom that you hear a slow song. You know what I mean? Very seldom do you hear a slow song being played in the clubs here, let alone being an impactful one. What's up, Lisa? So they got caught slipping on their pimping, so she's up and she's going missing. I'm hollering. Clever usage of words. I'm going to sing this to my bum ass ex. That's funny. Yeah, you got caught slipping, and your girl's gone missing, and you're alone wishing. Radio is the hardest thing to get. I'll be honest with you. Radio is just difficult, and the way you get to radio is you got to go to the smaller stations around it and hope that they pick it up. That's it. You know what I mean? The only way you could do it is, there are no cuss words in it. It's not explicit, but you got to, I can send it to a couple of different ones and see if they will, if we can get them to jump on board. And I think if they ever played it for their listeners, I think that's when it's really going to go crazy. I think if we do get radio play, that radio is going to be like, yo, what is this? There's some nostalgic moments in it. The concept in it is huge. The subject matter is relevant. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do I don't have a bad performance on it. So, I would be excited about that. You know what I mean? If radio ever picked it up, I think that it would gain legs and go crazy. And then, we'd have an awesome platform to release. You could put it on, all those stations, Juicy. Each one of those stations, they have new music days, and those are days that people submit new music to those radio stations, and they'll sit down and listen and decide if they want to, push it or play it, and for their audience. And mix show DJs do it as well too. Yeah, you can identify with the record. It's easy to identify with it. So with that, I'm hoping that will be, something that I would love for it to just have a life of its own. Like I would love for it to do what people say good records are supposed to do. It's just an odd time in the way music is processed. So that's funny. I could do that, Kirby, because I got footage of me really going crazy on people. That's a good one. That's a good one. I might even do that. Kirby suggested, because Kirby and I are from a gaming community. She was like, and I'm pretty good, right? So she's like, for the people that when I kill them, when I'm shooting those people in the game, that it should say you got caught slipping. You know what I mean? You got caught slipping playing in the background. And I've got several clips of me working on people. You know what I mean? Yep, interviews on radio stations would be dope. It's what it is right now. What up, D Savage? Did you get my single today? It's on iTunes. Type in I.C.Green and then the name of the song Slippin, and you can get it. And then please, a 5-star rating would be dope, and then a comment would be super dope as well. But something positive and the intriguing that'll make somebody want to listen to the record or purchase the record. But yeah, on Call of Duty, I would put clips where I've done some really dope stuff, and I got some clips, Kirby. I got some real dope clips. Kirby is on my. So for those of you, I'm talking to several people right now. TikTok, I'm directly talking to you guys. Kirby, Lavetta, Sassy, and a few other people are on my YouTube channel as well, which the camera for YouTube is here, but in order for me to read the screen and what they're saying, it's over to my left. Betsy's on here as well. Thank you, Betsy. She says she's going to listen to it as well. Yep, ringtone. Yep, you can make your own ringtone with it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, so what I really want to have happen tonight before we go live and play music for the rest of the night is I need you all to email me at TikTokscrap@gmail. That way I can send out. I need to take an hour, so we'll probably get on tonight at midnight, and I'm probably gonna be on for about for a long time. Plus I need to charge this phone. No jokes. For those of you who clown me about my phone charger, I actually bought a stand. This is what I do for y'all, yo. I bought a stand that I can that charges and holds my phone at the same time. Y'all play too much. Just divinely, I just want you to know, Miss Chris, all y'all play too much talking about my battery. Well, I fixed it. All right. I've implemented something, a tool, or taken measures where it will charge my phone and be a tripod stand at the same time. And the reason, and yeah, Afro Latina, y'all started it. Yeah, Melissa, Lisa. So listen, what it was is, so y'all understand better. Right now, I can't charge my phone and use these effects. Right? I can't do that at the same time because there's a cable that runs to it. So what I need is, I needed the ring thing on the back of it to hold the phone and charge it at the same time. So I got it fixed. Yeah, y'all was having technical difficulties. I fixed it. I did. I fixed it. Green eyes. Y'all be on me, man. It's all good though. I have a good time with y'all. So y'all all right. You know what I mean? But I made it so it's not an issue anymore. Yeah, I got it. So another thing. So that's I'm glad you brought that up, Kirby. So another goal that we are managing at the same time is I know some of y'all could care less about the gaming community or whatnot. I'm a part of it. You know what I'm saying? I always have been since I was a kid. And Kirby is an affiliate on Twitch. And what that does is it just opens up a lot more opportunities for you when you're on that on that platform and you're doing your thing. And so what I need to have happen is, just like we have a community here that joins me when I go live and I DJ, I need that same support on that Twitch channel when we go live on Twitch. And it's not for an extended amount of time. And I know it's boring to some of y'all. I try to make it interesting because I do talk a little junk on there, especially because I'm kind of good. I troll people a little bit on the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little different on there than what you guys are used to. It's fun as I don't know what. A lot of my friends are mad at me because I haven't been on in quite a while. Actually, I've taken the time away from gaming with them, with spending time with y'all DJing at night, because that's usually when we do it. And so if the requirements for that to go over well is I have to be on there for a certain amount of time. Enough of you have to be on there with me while I'm doing it. You have to be typing and texting and communicating, which I can read the text and stuff and still be communicating. And that's it. I've done all the other work, you know what I'm saying, which is go live for a certain amount of days. Well, I might need to change that because I haven't been on in a minute. So she said she's headed for partner. I can't wait. You'll get there fast. We got you. That's what's up. Yeah, she's one of the. I can just be honest with y'all. Ever since I've met Kirby, And same with Melissa and all of Miss Chris and everybody that's on my live right now. Y'all have been so supportive. It makes me it's crazy. You know what I mean? In such a positive and dope way. It's your support has been bar none, unlike anything I've ever seen. And I appreciate that because it hasn't always been like that. And the way that we interact and the way that we ebb and flow, I love it. And I can't say anything, but I appreciate y'all. Y'all have, even with pushing me, y'all, so y'all know I had no intention of releasing a single. And you guys really was like, no, I remember I never talked about anything that I did outside of Apple Cider Vinegar. I didn't talk about my friendships with these celebrities. I didn't talk about my creativity. I didn't talk about any of that stuff. And somehow we grew to that place, and I'm scared. I'm nervous, and I have anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety, you know, but here we are, man. And I think a part of it also is it's been a challenging year for me on several levels. And it's like, it's kind of like, why not just go for it? You know what I mean? And I think that I'm flying by the seat of my pants. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Saida. Yeah, thank you so much. Make sure you download it on iTunes, leave a comment, and give it 5 stars, y'all, and then add it to Spotify. These are the main things that I'm gonna add to the newsletter. But those are the main things that we need to have happen on the immediate side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, change, because that's Melissa. That was kind of it, right? I had delayed my dream. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's funny, Miss Chris. I had delayed my dreams. I had deferred them, and had been in the place where I was helping so many other people achieve theirs. And somewhere along the lines, I forgot I had a dream. And then the revelation of all the things that have happened over the past year, not only with my mom, but one of my close friends who I was in this music business with, it all kind of made me be like, yo, what are you doing, man? God has blessed you. You know, you made your mom proud. Like she always, like my mom was so proud. She was telling everybody about me. And now it's my time to kind of carry it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, see, yeah, I know. And that was a friend of mine said that to me earlier. Curvy typed on Twitch, which is effectively YouTube right now. She said, definitely didn't know you can sing like you over here talking about Usher, and we about to start attending your concerts and tours. I would just one VIP pack. I got you. Just for one show in the near future, please and thank you. Yeah. It's funny because you are confirmation of a conversation I had earlier where another buddy of mine who is also so there's a best friend circle is me, Keith, and Usher. We've been through a lot over the last 20 years or so, and we're all best friends. And we have always been very supportive of Usher's career. And his comment and conversation earlier was like, yo, that's super dope. That's how you supposed to hold your boy down. But what about you? What's gonna happen with you? You know what I'm saying? And at some point, you have to say, I gotta be, you know, you gotta do your thing. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, people are gonna trip out. They're gonna be like, wow, all these people backstage, and be like, you have no idea. I wouldn't be on a stage had these people not come into my life. So yeah, they absolutely get backstage passes. They absolutely get a section. They absolutely pop a bottle. They absolutely, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where it's at, is you take care of the people who've been taking care of you. And that's where I come from. So that's the exciting part, as well, as being able to reciprocate the love and energy in ways that reflect the relationship. So yeah, I know, Lavetta. I know. It's just difficult. It's difficult. That's all I can say is it's just difficult. There are no little people that help me, you know what I'm saying, get to any kind of level of success or whatever. There are none. Everybody is big. You know what I mean? Everybody is big in that regard. And that's, you know, that has always been my mindset, is that it's not you can't forget those people. Like, I've been in a position where, like I told y'all, I've helped people become millionaires and have successful careers that, I mean, I can call them on the phone. I can't, you know, I wouldn't ask them for anything, but they don't offer either. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the way that feels, especially when people have helped you. You know what I'm saying? If anything, when they've helped you become this huge success, They should at least invite you out to dinner and pay for it. They should, on your birthday, do something special. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because you helped them. You know what I mean? They wouldn't be there. And when I say help, I mean I really stuck my neck out for people. Yeah, I can't. It's bad, Juicy. And so here's the thing. Here's the real kicker. I won't speak in hypotheticals. When this thing goes crazy, I've got to write the book. And the book is going to make people be like, wow. Because it is a very faith-driven message in it, but it's about resilience, it's about determination, it's about using your gifts, and there's some really, really strong conversations to be said about your relationships and the people that you've helped along the way. Y'all have no idea, man. I've helped some people that have turned around and didn't do me. I mean, quick turnarounds on not helping me out as if they forgot that I'm the reason they're in the position they're in. That's the part. That's the part, man. People forget, like, yo, I was the foundation of that you stood on to get to where you're going. Now you're so high in the sky you don't even see the ground. You know what I mean? You haven't even looked back to see, you know what I'm saying, or to say any or help her. Man, it's kind of crazy. But I don't live in that space either, and I think I let a lot of people off the hook by not living in that space. You know what I mean? I don't carry you have a responsibility for what I've done for you. I feel like don't let me get it twisted. I do feel a little bit like, yo, come on, man. You know, I've helped you provide a life for you and your family, or help you get up on your way, and you haven't. Come on, man. I should at least have an Audemars Piguet, or you know what I'm saying? I should at least be, you know, a rollie on your behalf, or, you know, something that says, man, you meant something to me in my life that did something. You know what I mean? So yeah, mentorship. I don't ask for nothing. I just do what I do. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, Levette said they forgot where they came from. A lot of people are trying to achieve a success so they can forget where they came from, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? And one of the key points that people forget is that where you came from is what made you who you are. The minute you forget that, you disconnect from the lifeline and you start deteriorating, either socially, emotionally, spiritually, or, you know what I mean, or financially. You start deteriorating because that special thing is no longer present. I speak to that in relationships. You know what I'm saying? That we kind of touched on it the other day when we talk about relationships. You will lose yourself by removing the things that were there when the relationship started. Do you understand that? Like, I always talk about this island and not being put on this island, you know what I mean? Or not putting myself on the island for the sake of a relationship or for the sake of making somebody else feel easy. You should never have to do that. You should just be able to be the person they fell in love with, and then everything else works itself around there, because the minute you start removing components from your life that were there when a person started loving and enjoying you, then you start taking away things that helped you maintain that status. Like, I don't know why that's such a difficult concept for people to remember. It's like, yo, I know Sheila wasn't really all that good or whatever, but Sheila was the one who would always, you know, she would say something slick to make me think about life a different way than I normally would. And now that Sheila's not here, I don't even think like that, and I feel like I'm missing something. You know what I mean? Or that's my boy, what's that? He a wild boy, man. I can like virtually live my life through him and the wild shit he do, and I ain't got to do it. But now that he not here, I'm searching for that wildness. I'm looking for it, and I may become a participant trying to replace him not being there. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't take stock in that. I'd be like, yo, do you understand that the community that you had when somebody fell for you is the community that was nurturing the things that this person loved about you? Who falls in love with somebody they don't like when they meet them? Come on, man. These are all elements. I don't know why people don't speak toward this in relationships more often. It's like, and unfortunately, a lot of us do it really bad. Yeah. Go ahead and get you some sleep, Kirby. Yep. Okay. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so. Thank you so much. But that's the challenge I have with people in relationships. It's, y'all gotta know that I was who I was when you met me, and you loved me for it. You saw something in me then that now you've decided I should get rid of. Where does that work? When does that make sense, y'all? Like, that's the part that perplexes me about relationships. It's easy, y'all. We make it hard work. I'm gonna tell y'all something, because I have been to counseling. It was brief. I went to counseling, relationship counseling once, right? Pretty long time ago. And one of the things that she said to the other person was, he's not and should not be completely responsible for your happiness. Now, what that means is, you should have been happy before I came into your life. And if you were, why would you ever remove the components that made you happy? Because that's what I saw when I met you. I saw those components flourishing and working in your life when I met you. And now you're taking them away, and you're making me, who hasn't known you as long as your friends, who hasn't been through these adventures with your friends, who hasn't been there to hold you when you've been down, to lift you up, to be the one to have the excitement with you. I ain't been there for none of that yet. Now I'm responsible solely for your happiness. It's all on me now. That's unfair. That's unfair for anybody. It's too much of a burden for anybody to carry, and we've never been designed to work that way. None of us have been designed to be alone in that quest. You know what I'm saying? It's unfair. But it happens so often. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah, just chatting. My bad, Kirby. Thank you so much. You're such a godsend, Kirby. You don't even know. It's not never changed, Tammy. I would never say never change for anyone, right? Because here's the thing: you're supposed to listen. You're supposed to make adjustments, right? Because you've fallen in love with somebody who represents things that are not already in you. Do y'all get it? You are not supposed to associate you don't want to live your life with somebody who has all the same qualifications as you. What fun is that? Y'all have already done the same shit together, all this, you know what I mean? You want to be with somebody who's going to introduce you to some things that should help round you out, should help you fill the gaps. Somebody who it should be this, not this. These are the same. What we doing? What we doing? You need this and lock it in. You need that. But too many times you run into people who are stubborn, who are okay with how they are, don't want to change, even when it causes conflict. Opposites attract, and they should sustain, Nicole. Let me tell you, imagine you are a street and the other person is tar, and they're going to fill the holes that are missing. They're going to fill in the cracks that you have and make that street smooth. That's what it is. That's how your relationship should be. But too many times we rush in. And I do too, Stacey. I be coming up with this. It's all off the top of my head too. You get into a situation where you don't know if a person is even qualified to fit the narrative that you need. We all need that yin to our yang, not the yang and the yang. You got the yang. It is about balance. I love that, Divinely. Balance, right? And the only way you get balance is you have to make sure that the other thing weighs on the other side, but it also has to be indifferent. You'll live a very boring life with somebody who only wants to do what you want to do. You will be like, this is not it. And the reason being is because we haven't grown up together and we're not designed to be the same. And this is why relationships are challenging for those who started off as, those people who started going together in high school and all that kind of stuff. And then as they get older, they meet people that show them other interests in life. And then one of them will take to it and one of them will still be trying to hold on to the old ways. And next thing you know, somebody's growing without the other person. Somebody is light years ahead trying to improve themselves and be better for the relationship, but yet it's only being better for them because the other person isn't growing on their side to help complement what you got going on. They will get caught slipping, Miss Chris. Indeed. They will get caught slipping. That's how you get caught slipping. is not understanding what you're supposed to contribute to a relationship. Yeah, well, it's not even faking it. So Stacey said, so many fake it to make it seem like it's good. What it is people lead, and I've said this time and time again, people lead with their representative. People lead with their representative, and they allow their representative to get them into a place it can't be consistent. If I was to be a person who would sit down and talk to men, I would say, if you want to be happy in a relationship, be the person you're going to be consistently. Women need consistency. Women need a foundation that they can build. Y'all are builders. Y'all are natural nurturers and builders. Whatever y'all do multiplies. It can't multiply on water. It needs a foundation. It needs something solid, something dependable. It needs that base. And then as you see it grow, as a man, you're supposed to say, I see what we're doing. Let's develop that. Let's nurture that to the next place. And then once she sees how it's developing based off of that contribution, she's able to do more and bigger. Yep. And it's just building and building. And next thing you know, you built something that's so stable, something that's so strong and so beautiful that nothing can come between it. And you can't, most times you will not get caught slipping. Only time you get caught slipping is when somebody feels as though you're not contributing to the growth of the relationship the way it's supposed to be. It's not hard to find, Tequila. You just got to, as long as you know who you are and you maintain you, what you want, you will attract, because you will have been consistent in your nature. And you can't let your fake person show up. The representative is so played out. It's remarkable how so many people will let the relationship, will let their representative come in and stay over past its welcome. I can imagine there's not a woman in this live right now that hasn't dated somebody who switched up. And it really wasn't that they switched up. It's just that they were never who they were in the beginning. They were never themselves. So when the walls of comfort start coming down, they start being themselves, and you start realizing it. I was going to write a book at one point, and I always say I'm going to still write it. There's a book idea that I'm going to do. It's called Never Stop Macking. And the premise of the book is one of the biggest complaints that I have heard from my female friends is the guy doesn't do what he used to do. He doesn't do the things that he did. I had a girl say that to me once. She was like, and it was no fault of my own. It was more the fault that her position and her job changed and she couldn't maintain her consistency, and it threw me off. And I just kind of maneuvered with what she was giving me. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't demand more from her because she changed jobs. Her position changed, which made me have to change. And then me having to change, she woke up one day and realized like the things that she enjoyed about our relationship were no longer present. And I'm like, yo, how could they be? You made an adjustment in how it works. And it doesn't, your job now requires you to be with somebody who is an airline pilot or somebody who travels or somebody who does stuff a lot out of town, because your job, she was what's called an organ procurer. So if somebody had said that they were donating a heart, a lung, or whatever, she's the person who would fly in a helicopter almost immediately to go get it and, retrieve it and take it to the hospital. You know what I'm saying? So the way that I was when I was with her, I was the bubble bath when you get off work. She was a nurse in the beginning, just a regular nurse. And so my job was to make sure, I don't know, I have this thing about nurses, right? And I think we talked about this, nurses and strippers. I feel like nurses and strippers are such giving people, and people just take from them, and they never have a source that pours back into them wholeheartedly. So I knew when I dated one, I was going to be a great foundation. I was going to lean into them because they have to be prepared and open and ready to do so much for so many other people. And so I was like, my question would always be, well, who's nurturing you? Like when you're around all this sadness in this hospital, when you're around all this emotion and stuff like that, last thing I'm going to do is make you feel more emotional. I don't want you to be bugging out. I want to make sure that you have the time of your life. I want to make sure that you forget, not forget, but that you have a release from all that, and you don't have to have that. So it'd be dinner ready, it'd be a bubble bath ready, massages, that kind of thing that I know is an investment. It's a bigger investment. For me, it's like, yo, we both win if I can take care of you because you taking care of other people. It's a double win. And I know you enjoy me taking care of you. And in that, sometimes get a little reward. You know what I'm talking Uh, so so in doing that, we were good in the beginning. She did a what was it called, a 4 on 3 off. And so on those 4 days on, I made sure I really had stuff together when she got off work. But in the 3 off, we did stuff. You know what I'm saying? We were able to, venture off and do some things and whatever. And that was cool too. So when she took on this other position, which I don't mind growth, but again, man, sometimes it's, it just wasn't meant for us, right? The relationship. When she grew into this other role, it's called an organ procurer. So they gave her a pager at this point. Like, no, with the other job, she had a schedule, 7 to 7, 4 days on, 3 days off. So we could plan long weekends, do all that kind of dope stuff. So now it was, she wore a pager. She had to respond within 15 minutes of that pager going off. And at the point of that pager going off, you knew that somebody was in a bad way. They were, somebody's organs had become available. And that was always bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, for me, y'all know me, man. Y'all see me. I'm super upbeat, man. I hate to talk about negative stuff. I don't want to hear. I want to keep things positive. Man, just knowing that every time that beeper went off, that somebody had passed away. You know what I'm saying? That she was about to go, and somebody, it's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? It was a gift that they were able to donate, but man, the extremity of losing your life to do it was like always weighing on me. And then she, you try to be supportive, and she would come and want to talk about what's going on. I'd be like, I can't hear this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'd be like, yeah, it was a guy lifting weights, and he bust a blood vessel in his head while he was lifting weights. You know what I stopped doing? I stopped lifting weights. I literally was like, if I feel to this day, if I feel a tingle or anything going on in my head when I'm working out, it's a wrap. It was another guy. She was like, yeah, he was sitting at his computer working, and he had an aneurysm. I'm like, oh, hell no. Now I can't work at my computer, because anytime, even to this day, I'm telling you, if I get a little tingle, get something going on while I'm at this computer, y'all can say, forget it. I'm shutting shit down. I'm moving away from it. I'm going about my business. That's the impact that it had on me. She would tell me these stories that seemed like what the hell am I listening to? Trying to be supportive and trying to talk about how your day went and all that kind of stuff. And I'm hearing about all this murder, death, kill stuff. I'm like, this ain't it. But I managed to hold it down. Now, the challenge was, I was maintaining. I was like, this is cool. I can do this. I'm all right. And I was like, I understand the sacrifices. I'll be supportive. I know you wanted this job. It pays more. It means a lot to you. I was like, I got it. And I had it up until the point where one night she said to me, and I thought this was the most weirdest comment ever, right? She said, can I, and you know how y'all set niggas up. I be telling dudes all the time, listen, if a girl says to you, can I ask you a question? It's a complete setup, run. Why? Because you're asking me a question to ask me a question. And already that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I already know some banoodles is about to come out of your mouth. And sure enough, the comment was, why don't you do the things that you used to do? Now, just so y'all understand, there are very few things that bother me, but not being considered or not looking at my, that shit right there is signing, or not looking at my contribution to a situation, it bothers me, especially when I've been very consistent, and the only thing that changed was you. So she asked me, she said, why don't you do the things that you used to do? And I sat back and I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, you used to do this and do that and that. And it was blowing my mind that she didn't understand that the only thing that changed was her schedule and her availability. I would have done those other things, and then she'd have to run out. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of it. I'd have dinner and she couldn't finish dinner. I'd have a bubble bath ready and the bubbles will have went away because she had to bail out and go to another city and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, yo, I said, you do realize, like, I didn't change nothing. I've been supportive of you this whole time, and here you are asking me why don't and here's the thing that I don't do, just so y'all understand. I don't take a moment of somebody else's complaint moment. And I would advise y'all not to do this as well. Do not raise your issues when someone else has brought their issues to you. We don't solve two issues at once. We solve one issue, fix it, make sure it's good to go, make sure it's working. It may take you a week, 2 weeks, whatever. make sure it's working, and if you still have your complaints, then you address them. But nothing is more irritating than for me to bring something to the table and say, hey man, look, this is killing me right now. I don't know why you did it. Well, you do da 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 da. Oh, really? We doing that? We doing that now? We can't fix this first? Like, I can't have this moment. We can't negotiate this first and see if that doesn't mend or heal whatever it is you're talking about? And most times it doesn't work like that, unfortunately. Everybody wants to hold the mirror up to you at the time that you bring an issue. And it bothers me even more so then, because all I can think to myself is, how long you been holding that in? And would you have ever raised it had I not said something to you about this issue? Now, I can take that. Listen to y'all. Listen, I can take this on a major scale for y'all, just so y'all can realize. And it's funny because I actually posted something about this earlier today when we were talking about, I think it was about Diddy. Diddy had been, he decided not to try to appeal getting his bail, right? Now, I made reference to other individuals who have done way worse than Puffy who have gotten bail for a lesser amount. He offered $50 million for his bail, and on the other people who got bail who did worse stuff only had to pay $10 million. So when I brought this to everybody's attention, I wanted to bring this to everybody's attention because it's an ongoing trend, especially among the African American community, with some of our prominent figures out there, from R. Kelly to Bill Cosby to Tory Lanez to P. Diddy, just to name a couple of examples. These people have been doing these things for a long time, and it only became a problem when they started communicating about money. Puffy was mad with the liquor label, and then his whole world blew up. And clearly there are some very powerful people. I just want y'all to understand that. Bill Cosby wanted to create a network. They said, yeah, nah, bro, we're going to bring up something that happened 30, 40 years ago and make it stick. R. Kelly, hey man, what's going on with my money, bro? Like, I done made y'all a lot of money, and y'all saying that the accounting is off, man. The accounting's off. Hey, don't worry about it, bro. You'll never spend that money. You'll never see it, because we're going to make sure that everything that we let you do for all this other time when you were benefiting us, we're going to make that stuff stick. Tory Lanez situation isn't that way because of what happened with that girl, because that was minuscule in the grand scheme of things. I don't know if y'all knew this. Tory Lanez in 4 hours sold over $1 million worth of music independently through NFTs. It had never been done before. He broke the mold. The minute he did it, this issue with Megan Thee Stallion became a thing. In that trial, the main witness never showed up, the bodyguard. Now, why wouldn't he show up? You got no dog in the fight. I just wanted to present that so y'all understand that it always makes me wonder when I raise an issue and then at that point someone else raises an issue. You have to say to yourself, how long have you been harboring that? How long have you been holding on to that? Has everything up until this point been a fake act of kindness, of loyalty, of whatever energy you're giving off? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot to that, Lateef. You know what I mean? Listen, so I don't want to speak on it too much, Lateef, because I am so plugged into that situation. But you have to remember, Lateef, these issues only happened to him after he decided to be a difference maker. Y'all are starting to see some of the things that he's trying to implement now to change things, but he was the one who got Epstein locked up. He was the one going after the pedophiles. This is why Ellen has left the country. This is why Tom Hanks was afraid to come back to the country. Y'all don't I'm telling y'all, I'm so plugged in on paying attention to these moves that people are making. These people were doing things, and this person became the enemy because he did not operate under the same constraints that other presidents had. We must teach him a lesson. He's going to be an example. And you notice nothing stuck. Yeah, it's Adidas. Nothing stuck. But that's another conversation. So what I'm really trying to help y'all understand is the dynamic in how we relate to one another and how we handle conflict and how we build has been messed with. You know what I'm saying? The requiring one person to be the source of your happiness. Do you know your emotions and your feelings, everything that you feel or whatnot is never the result of anything outside of yourself. I realized that I had a dating experience where I was dating a girl, and this is and she was clearly, she meant a lot to me. I didn't know how much she meant to me, but she was in my subconscious a lot, and I realized that she was no good for me, you know what I'm saying? But I was still dealing with her, and we've all been in a situation where we know we should have got out of the situation. For me, what made me get out of the situation was one night I was sleeping next to her or whatever, and out of nowhere, my nose started bleeding. Didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like, shh. Went to the hospital. The doctor said, you're fine. He said, it just seems like whatever's bothering you is something in your mental. And mind you, this happened. The events that led up to this moment was this. I would have anxiety attacks. Now, if you've never had one of these, I never had these before, but if you've never had an anxiety attack, you don't know what what they describe it as is the feeling of impending doom. So you feel like you can't catch your breath, although you're breathing the whole time. And everything, it feels like that. So I had to pull over. Like I'd be driving it would happen randomly. I was driving and it just happened. I was like, pull over. My friends be like, you straight? But I jump out of the car and be like, I can't catch my breath. I can't catch my breath. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know what it was until I actually read up on it. And it was like, that's why you see people take a bag and recycle their breath. You know what I mean? They recycle their breath in there. And so, so I ended up, once I realized what was going on, the doctor told me it's something in your subconscious that got you going crazy like that. And all I could think about is, it's this girl. Like, it's this girl that's got me going banoodles, and I'm responding and reacting to everything that's happening outside of myself. And so at that moment, I realized nothing can mess with me that I don't let mess with me. It ain't about them, it's about me. I refuse to give control, power, or anything to anybody else ever again. Yeah, it was banoodles. And from that moment on, when she tried to argue, I was like, whatever, we'll figure itself out. I was blowing everything off. And I realized I felt better when I was doing it. I realized that your emergency is not my emergency. And that's how I live to this day. I understand you're excited, but why should I be excited? And why should I be excited, especially if you want me to deal with it or manage it? You can be stressed, but you ain't finna stress me out. What kind of foolishness is that? I'm in control of me. You don't control me. The way I feel is predicated on how I decide to feel. And so once you master that, controlling yourself, nobody can control you. Their emotions can't control you. You'll understand how to deal with things better. Life will be so much easier for you in that. And you'll become a better and greater benefit for the relationship that you're in or the relationship that you want, because you will understand that no matter what happens, it's the way that it is managed is completely on me. I see you. That's Miss Black. It becomes what you do. So I'm a sponge. I'll consume what you got going on because I'm gonna wring it out. It's gonna go right through me. You know what I'm saying? Now, am I completely? There are times, because I'm human. What up, Harley girl? There are times where I do have to respond because I'm a man, and you're not gonna. I'm gonna make sure you remember you talking to a grown ass man, and I'm gonna handle you with care. I'm not gonna cuss you out. That's not in my, that's not how I get down, but I'm going to help you understand you will respect me. That's it. And if there becomes a point where I feel like your lack of respect is greater than my need for that respect, I'll check out. I'm out. I'll get out. I'm cool. And you won't have a person to pick on that way. You won't have a person to communicate with that way. You'll have to reevaluate life without me. And when you know you're a good dude, when you know you're a good person within that relationship, oh my God, you got caught slipping. You got caught slipping. And a lot of times, what's up, Christian? A lot of times it's by your own devices. I'll tell people in a heartbeat, don't give me credit for that. I know Stacy said cue music. Don't give me credit in places and spaces that I don't deserve it. And I'm petty, y'all. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I break up with you, I'm not even telling you why we broke up. Because you wouldn't listen to me while we were together. What makes me think you're gonna listen to me after the fact? What's the point? Take that ideology that you use with me, that you destroyed our relationship with, and manage it with somebody else. Maybe it wasn't for me. Maybe it's for somebody else. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is a part of, this is our relationship conversation, just so you know. I'm a Taurus Gemini, Janetta. I'm on the cusp. So I have what I call a peripheral point of view. So as a Taurus, I'm studied, I'm versed, I'm researched, and as a Gemini, it means the duality makes me check things from both perspectives. So I can't lean towards one idea or one perspective without looking at the other and examining it, and then ultimately coming to a conclusion. Renee, but I wouldn't say have women coming back to me, because I think they understand that once it's over, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never pretended to be like I wanted to revisit that situation. I've not done that. You know what I mean? By the time it's over, it's like really over. Like one instance it was over to the point where I drove the person back to Michigan over, that type of thing. Once I'm gone, I'm good. We tried it. And I think that's how your relationships are. It's like if we did everything that we were supposed to do and it didn't work out, then you understand we just weren't meant. And it's cool because there were lessons and blessings that I had to learn from you to take into something new and better. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't learned it, you're going to repeat and date the same person all over again. And that's on you. That ain't on me at that point. And then the real light bulb goes off when you realize that you were the problem, not me. That's what you have to give people the opportunity to experience. You got to give people the opportunity to experience. I see you, Janetta. You got to give them the opportunity to understand that they were the problem. And they can't do that with you in their life because they're going to blame you. It has to take an entirely different individual, different circumstances for them to say, I really blew it. I got caught slipping. I did it to myself. What's up, RG? And that's why you guys, girls, that's why you have somebody that always wants to come back to you, because they realize I was the problem and you were willing to deal with me as a problem. I've got myself better. I've changed. Well, you didn't feel like you had to change while you was with me. So what prompted this change? Oh, you had a moment of clarity now. Well, it shouldn't cost me another try at this. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Day Day? You know what I mean? It's one of those things where I don't want to be a part of the concern. I see you. I don't want to be a part of it when you are doing your healing. I'm sorry. I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody who's healing. I don't. If I liked you at a stage that I met you in, and that's where I liked you at, and then you're telling me you're not going to be that person in a few months because you're healing, then I'll wait. I'll wait. I don't even want, and to be honest, part of me is like, I don't even know if I want to be friends to be seduced into trying to mess with you while, you know what I mean? If I'm attracted to you, that doesn't go anywhere just because you said you're toxic. It just means that now I've inserted myself into a situation I know I can't win. So do the work. You know what I mean? Do the work, heal, and let's reintroduce ourselves and see if that doesn't work. You know? Yeah, Janetta, but nobody wants to do that, Janetta. I promise you. Looks deter a person from doing that almost immediately. You know what I mean? People run over red flags on a regular basis. They run through red stop signs like it's nothing, not realizing that those things are and do make a difference. They're difference makers. And it's your intuition. Like it's your godsend that your intuition is telling you to manage your stuff. Listen, I know nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be alone. And if you're touched by the words in the song, then maybe you gotta wait. You know what I mean? Maybe you need to wait. And there's nothing wrong with getting to a place where you love yourself on a level where somebody else can love you at that point. I got so many female friends that break up and get into a relationship immediately. And I'm like, yo, what was the problem with the other relationship? And were you a part of it? And if you were, have you fixed it? Because if not, you're about to experience it on a whole nother level all over again. Just saying. I really try to encourage, relax, yo. Love ain't going nowhere. Not the one that you're supposed to have. The love that you're supposed to have is going to be right there. The problem is you may not be ready for it when it comes. And again, people don't mind helping fixing up property or whatever. It depends on the condition the property was in already. If it had an amazing foundation and we're just working on the aesthetics, that's easy. That's not a major shift in the foundation of who you're dealing with. It's when the foundation is broken. And there's so many people with broken foundations that are looking for love and trying to get into relationships, and they're not realizing, like, yo, this building is not, it has to be torn down and built back up with a new foundation. Oh man, don't tell somebody that. Oh my God, like, don't tell somebody that. Nobody wants to do the work, and they think it's a lifetime worth of work, which in some degrees, it's always a lifetime of work. We're always evolving. We're always learning. We're always managing. But it's different in the confines of you dealing with other people. You have to be at a certain level. It's like you know what I'm saying? It's like you got to graduate to this place where, okay, you're available. You know, you're available for this conversation. You're available for this interaction. And it's a better place. Like, the real part is helping people understand that once you get yourself right, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful on the other side. I see you, Lisa. It's so beautiful on the other side of you being a person who is open, ready, and willing to invite in the right person. Now, here's the cool thing. Your elevation changes when you are whole, when you pull yourself together. Have y'all ever heard the analogy about the eagle, and the only bird that's willing to attack an eagle is a crow? And you know, as the crow gets on top of the eagle and tries to, mess with it or do whatever, you know what the eagle does? It flies higher. And as it flies higher, the altitude is too great for the crow. And the crow has to jump off the eagle's back. I'm saying that to you to say that once you are, and you have elevated yourself to a certain place in yourself, those crows can't even land on you. Like, the dudes that y'all don't want to have, the people that you don't want to have in your circle can't even come around you because you're so whole, because you're impenetrable. They can't just say some slick stuff to you and you be ready to go. They can't offer you this lifestyle change and you be ready to go. They can't manage you in that way. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, you know what I mean? You have to teach them. You have to teach and train, because here's the thing. There's so many men that don't understand. They don't understand that. You know what I mean? And there's women who don't require that. I live in Atlanta, Georgia, and let me just tell you, the scene out here is super duper crazy, and there's really no accountability, and people do what they want to do. Lisa, I see you. Lisa knocked out the live goal. And so people act on impulse. They act on how they see people versus who people really are. And by the time they find out who these people are, they will have compromised their intimacy. And I know most women hold their intimacy in high regard. What up, Byron? More so than men do. And it's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? We all should be very cautious and aware of what we're offering and giving to somebody else physically. We regard that very high. I don't. I'm just be honest with you. That's not a big deal to me. What's even bigger of a deal to me is how you affect my thoughts. Because my thoughts dictate my actions. You know, that is more paramount than anything. intimacy, laying down, being next to somebody and all that kind of stuff, that's the small part of it, right? It does influence how you think and feel and all that, but it's not the most positive interaction that messes with me. For me, it's am I thinking about you more than I should? Am I doing, you know what I'm saying? Are you in here? Because if you're in here, then I'm in here too, and it's crowded, and I'm trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, you're in here. You're in the control center. This is not the control center. You know what I mean? It has some control, but the decisions are here. You know what I mean? That's the part that I am, when I meet or interested in somebody, that's the part. But they have to win your mind before they win your heart, bro. That is the way that it works if it's done correctly. You will have communicated and found a space that is so nice, rich, and warm with the vitamins that your head and your mentality need, that when you pull away from it, it pulls you back. Men go crazy over the way a woman makes them feel mentally than they do over what a woman does physically, because ultimately every woman possesses the same physicality. Now, is it different? Absolutely. But what makes men crazy is a certain level of physicality that is matched by a mentality that is just the shit. When a woman is in your head, and then when you physically are around each other, it's electrifying. And then in the most intimate and naked places of your being, you all share a creative moment that is off the chain. Oh, forget about it. Be careful. At that point, be careful. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Women, men have all lost their lives over the power of that combination. So that's why you should, it has to all be managed. It is why it is such a balancing act. Now, people who can move within those parameters and not be unhinged are usually, and it's going to be weird for y'all to hear this, but when men don't wear condoms, when men do wear condoms, they block that spiritual flow that happens between two intimate bodies becoming one. There's a barrier there, so it can be reckless. It can be, it could be whatever. And there could be no emotion attached to it, because the emotion comes from the actual interaction of us being a part of one another, not me being a part of something that's being a part of you. No middleman. It comes from somebody lying in the conversation. So the mental is still here. It's almost, remember I gave y'all that example about how if you ever watch moguls, if you ever watch people who are high in society or whatever, who don't always have your best interests at heart, not all of them, but what they do is they wear these sunglasses. They're lightly tinted, but you can see their eyes, so it's not like they're being evasive or whatnot, but there's a barrier between the windows of the soul. And this is the most honest place that you'll find people. It's very hard for people to trick the truth in and out of those eyes when you are looking at them. There are very few people who can manage that interaction that way. And so that's why, it's difficult it's men can't lie effectively because they don't have a mask. Women can lie effectively because, especially women who wear a lot, and I know y'all think it's crazy, but women who wear a lot of makeup are already in character, if that makes sense. Women wearing makeup is the same as men drinking. Women can wear makeup and become who they want to be behind the mask, and men drink to unleash the person that they want to be but can't be without drinking. It's called liquid courage. You know what I mean? I benefit from I don't give a fuck. That's one of my greatest benefits. I'm going to look you in the eye. And I know that, having green eyes is definitely a deterrent. You know what I mean? It's very difficult for a woman to look me straight in the eyes and have a conversation because of the color of my eyes and because the intent behind my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? And so it's challenging for that conversation to go without, you know what I'm saying? But for the most part, um, it's having the ability to communicate truth and honestly. That is where we need to start the foundation of having a bomb ass relationship. So get rid of the representative as fast as possible. If you're not who somebody wants, that's not the person for you. You don't have to do you don't have to perform a juggling act. You don't have to do all these feats of glory and fame. You don't have to do all this crazy shit. Be you. Be the most consistent version of the you that you can be. That's all. And usually it's just being yourself. And matter of fact, if you're going to, if you're going to have friends around, I don't even know what do you mean, Jim? If you're going to have friends around, I think that's ideal because your friends keep you honest. You know what I mean? I used to talk about my little 3 dating rule, right? The first time I meet you, I don't want to talk about anything personal. I just want to know if I like being around you. That's funny, Ernestine. There go Ernestine with asking a question to ask a question. The first date, I don't want to know nothing about you. I guess so, Trina. I don't know. I don't want to know anything about you. I just want to know if you're cool. You know, can I be around you and not be on those? Can I just be around you? Because ultimately, there are going to be days where we don't talk about my job or we don't talk about the frivolous things of life. You know what I'm saying? The things that are mainstays in our life. Can I just be around you? It always drives me crazy when a girl meets me and is like, "What do you do?" My response is, "When?" And she says, "For work." I said, "Girl, we don't work. You and me ain't gonna never have the same job. Don't trip. We ain't gotta talk about it." I don't talk about work, especially when I meet somebody. I don't let people size me up when they meet me. That it goes along with when people get online. How old are you? I'm legal. What else matters? When people say, "How tall are you?" I can reach everything you need me to reach, baby. Trust me, it's not an issue. Like, you have to remove you got to remember, people have been trained to think and do things a certain way. And if you're not training them against those things, if you're not helping them understand, this is not important. That's the realest thing that I be trying to help people understand. That's not important. That is not important. The things that people trivialize are never as important as they make them out to be. They're not. I've learned that throughout life. I've learned that. I've dated supermodels, like girls that are gonna be taller than me, like 6'5" and whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's never made a difference. You know what I mean? I've dated short girls. It never made a difference. How are you as a person? You know what I mean? Your job doesn't matter. You're not finna pay. That's not it. I don't care right now. I don't know. And the truth of the matter is, usually in situations like that, when people really like each other, they figure stuff out. You know? Yeah, that's crazy, right, Jim? Like you'll figure stuff out. That's the part. That's the part, you know. So I don't talk about those things. And I think so these are things that I think about and that I think would benefit people. And they always work out for me when I'm in those situations. Like a girl be like, "Yo, what do you do?" And I'd be like, "When?" They be like, "For jobs." I said, "Girl, we're not going to work together." I said, and I tell girls straight up, don't shake my hand like we in an office meeting. When I meet you, when a girl squeezes my hand all hard, I'd be like, "What's wrong with you? We ain't in no office. You ain't got nothing to prove to me. I don't want no hard ass chick squeezing my hand that I'm interested in or that I think is cute. I want the soft hand. I need the soft you. Do you know how to be soft? Do you know how to be, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Renee. I'd be like, can you be the feminine energy when you're around me? I ain't trying to bully you. I ain't trying to take nothing from you. I'm trying to give you something. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to take nothing from you. Please don't squeeze my hand. On top of that, I'm a musician. I use my hands. I don't want no brick mason chick hands grabbing on me. No, Stacy, in business, they teach that. In business, you squeeze with a firm handshake. Don't no man want no other man squeezing their hand talking about she a chick. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I have to be like, "Yo, are you all right? Why'd you just squeeze my hand like that?" I said, "I didn't offer you business. We not finna close a deal. Not that kind of deal, at least. The kind of deal I want to close is a soft hand." It's a very well lotioned and manicured touch I'm looking for. If I wanted to slap hands with the rock, I would have went and got the rock. You know what I'm saying? I would have went and squoze. You know what I'm saying? I got one of my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just telling y'all, ladies, never resist the opportunity to let your feminine energy run the show. Please. Please. I don't mind the hugging too. You know what I'm saying? The hugging is funny. I'd rather handshake in the beginning and then the hug can come later. But the hug is an odd beast to me because you will never give me a hug upon meeting me unless you really, if you on me, like in the beginning, I've had women hug me like it was going down. And that kind of was, that's kind of like, already. And then you have the other ones who do the little side hug thing, like we cousins. That always throws me off. I'd rather do a handshake, and then at the point of us getting past the handshake phase and we really like each other, then I want the full body. I want to feel the warmth of your body in my arms. Don't pat me on the back. You pat animals, you rub me. I want to be rubbed. I want that feminine energy. You ever had a chick pat you on the back? It's the most annoying shit ever to have a chick just da. You know who patted me on the back so hard in life that I was like, what in the hell are you eating? It's Diana Ross. Diana Ross gave me a hug, and I'm telling you, she almost patted my chest. She almost patted my heart through my chest. She was like, "Hey, it's good to meet you." And I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, she was, you know what I'm saying? I was like, Diana Ross, you cannot hug me ever again in life. I am done with you. You give me that mahogany. I don't want none of that. I'm just saying. Listen, I understand, ladies. It's crazy out here. But if you don't remember that you are a woman, and it's kind of why being a woman is in jeopardy now. Like, being a woman is being attacked by other people in other communities because you've decided to be more masculine than feminine. And if that's the case, then masculine people are saying, well, let me just be a little feminine and we all meet in the middle. This is why y'all are under attack. You have real feminine energy, and then we have fake feminine energy that is permeating everything that y'all do. It's compromising every bit of you being a woman. And y'all are accepting it and allowing it to grow within your community, and then are off-put by having to compete. I want a woman to shake my hand like a woman if I'm not doing business with her. If we're doing business, go ahead. I understand. You want me to respect you. You want me to understand that it's just business. I hope that's what they should have explained when they say a woman should give a man a firm handshake, to help him understand that it's just business. That's it. A firm handshake means this is strictly business. You wouldn't hug this individual at all. You just handshake and keep it going. No, not even a cheek kiss. Cheek kiss from a woman that you're doing business with is off limits. There should be no affection or perceived affection if you're doing business with somebody. It's a little odd, even with the people over in France or whatever that don't want to do the 2 kisses on the cheek. I know it's custom, but it's like, hey, what if I turn my face when you're doing it, lady? You know what I'm saying? Then we kissing. And then what we got? We got a bunch of confusion because I'm a good kisser. Anyway, handshakes for business. That's it. You know what I mean? But it's difficult. The other night after the Usher concert, this girl squoze my hand and said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, I don't know if I offered to do business with you, but you squoze my hand like we finna do business, and I'm not sure that's what we doing." You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know about that, Afro Latina. I understand, but I don't think I wouldn't do it. Yvette, I wouldn't do it, Afro Latina. And my reason for not doing it is I don't want no confusion. There's enough confusion already out there, let alone me confusing you to think you got a chance or that I got a chance at something greater than that. And especially if it comes from someone highly attractive. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, you know what I'm saying? If Holly Berry came up to me trying to kiss me on the cheek, y'all don't understand? Do y'all understand? I'm going to turn my cheek and we going to meet. We going to have that kiss. Oh, how you doing, Skrapp? That's what's going to be. I'm doing better now. And you can't take it back. I kissed Holly Berry and she can't take it back. That shit happened. And then she gonna be, oh, what you doing? What you doing? I said, what the fuck do you think was gonna happen? You're fucking Holly Berry. You think you gonna come in here and cheek kiss me? You think you gonna do that? Tripping, man. I am. This is called shooting your motherfucking shot. Ha! Wish a bad chick would try to kiss me on the cheek. That's a waste of a kiss, girl. You better stop. You better stop. We doing this. I'll apologize later. We doing this today, though. Ugh, I can't believe you, girl. Have you seen yourself? Have you seen yourself? How many? Let's just talk about it. How many men do you think could resist doing that? What is you crazy? Shoot, I'm just being honest. People, and that's the other part, right? You have to be prepared when you for whatever y'all are doing, right? For whatever stage of dating or whatever relationship you want to be in, you have to be honest with that space in place. When I talk to y'all about apple cider vinegar, I'm communicating to y'all from the place that you're in. You have to start where you're at. No imaginary, no hypotheticals. You got to start where you're at. Period. You can become what you want to become, but you have to be honest with where you are. The lack of the honesty of where you are always ends badly. That fictional life, that living beyond yourself, beyond your means for some people, overspending, overeating, overdoing. You ain't got to trust men, Jim. You just got to trust you. You ain't got to trust men. Listen, you don't have to trust anybody but yourself, because you're the only one who has to deal with the consequences of your actions. That's it. There is no other requirements that are out there. You have to manage you. That's right. Yeah, overdoing it, man. Listen, life is simple when it comes to relating to other humans. Most of us are highly simple. It's the ones that act complex that find themselves alone. Ain't nobody trying to be in no Rubik's Cube relationship. I'm not trying to figure you out all the goddamn time. What's the point of doing that? If I wanted the fucking Japanese arithmetic, you know what I'm saying? I go meet somebody who doesn't speak my language and try to date them and try to figure out a new language the whole goddamn time. But we from the same city, or we in the same area. We watch some of the same TV shows. We've learned some of the same lessons, and people act like they don't have that familiarity. It's way simpler than that. And Jesse, that's something that you have to. That's what you have to manage. Jesse said, "I definitely don't trust myself. I can be far too gullible and believe folks at face value." That's a really dope quality to have if you have bomb-ass intuition. If you don't have bomb-ass intuition, avoid thinking and feeling and acting without researching that way, without pausing and pumping the brakes. People who have great intuition can move a little bit more freely, and they've usually resigned to whatever the outcome may be. You know? So you have to be conscious of that. You know what I'm saying? If you know, and I'll tell you, being able to say that is a revelation in itself. Now, what you do and how you manage it going forward, you are not absolved from that, because you know you make poor on-the-spot decisions. Like, these are the things that I say that y'all need to kind of always own up. If you know that you have an issue, or concern with, I'm a work in progress right now, y'all. I mean, like, y'all don't understand. Like, I know. I've got stuff I'm dealing with. I'm managing, you know what I'm saying? That's not, you know what I'm saying? Nobody here can manage that, what I'm dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't ask anybody to. It's tough for family and friends to do it now. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I find comfort in being outside of myself in that way, where I'm able to make other people feel great, where I'm able to communicate with other people. I have to do things outside of myself, because as I'm dealing with me, it's just too much for anybody. I wouldn't require anybody to fuck with that. Not now. You know? Yeah, and that's your asset, Jazzy. Your intuition is an asset. And you got to trust it. It's kind of like Waze. What's up, Priscilla? It's kind of like Waze when you're driving on the highway. I trust Waze. I use Waze over Google Maps any day. I'm willing to speed on using Waze. Jim says, "What do you think about online dating? Scary?" Yes, online dating is scary, and the reason being is because online dating does what I said is the most effective way to get at somebody, which is you're dealing directly with the mind with a visual representation in a photo. When you meet people online, you do more texting and typing. You do more talking on the phone, which honestly, talking on the phone is highly effective. People don't do it as much, but the ability to communicate with somebody and you're speaking directly to their mind and their thoughts and their ideas, that's a very powerful conversation to have. This is why prisoners are able to seduce women who are not, who are on the outside, because they can't do nothing but talk. They can't do nothing but text or talk or communicate, which is something that people who are meeting in person fail to add into the mix, right? I remember I once spoke to a girl for like 4 hours, and it was like it was one of the dopest conversations we ever had. You know what I'm saying? Like it was unexpected. It was unexpected. It was out of nowhere. I knew I wanted to holler at her. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was already gatekeeping that situation. So when I finally got to speak to her, man, I realized she wanted to talk to me. She was wondering who I was the whole time. You know what I'm saying? She had seen me around. It was one of those. We talked for like 4 hours about everything. And then the next day I was banging her in the backseat of the car. Yep. That's the power of a conversation. And we ended up dating for a cool minute. The police knocking on the window kind of shook things up for us. You know what I'm saying? But we ended up going back to the apartment complex and finishing up in the car. But it's one of those things, the power of conversation, the power of being in somebody's mind, the power of communication. That's why online dating, the intimacy happens fast, because you will have done so much communicating and talking, and I felt like I knew him. I felt like we had a connection. That connection happens in the mind, which is, like I said, one of the most powerful places to have a connection. It's more powerful than seeing somebody that you're attracted to, because when you see them in person, you can walk away from them. You're not readily ready to invest in taking clothes off. You know what I'm saying? You see them, you're attracted, y'all talk a little bit, and you want to save some for later. Well, when you're online and you're talking the whole time, y'all talking up to seeing each other. And then that emotion that y'all developed over the phone of communicating and being in somebody's mind so much, and then there's this thing that you add on to it. Like, there's not an online conversation that you haven't had that you've blown it out of proportion to some degree. There's not a conversation with somebody who you're already physically attractive when you saw them in the picture or the video or however you saw them, that made you physically attracted to them. So there's already that. That's out of the way. But the fact that you're now become sapiosexual, where you're in love with the way that they communicate, you're in love with the way that they discuss things and their passion and whatnot, that's a recipe for for taking it to the next level. The problem with that is so many people are putting up, the facade is easier to manage when it's communication that way. Because that age-old analogy of be mindful of what somebody says, but trust what somebody does becomes paramount. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you say. I care about what you do. You can take back your word. You can't take back your action. It happened. It's in history. You know what I mean? It's documented now. So we manage that is the part to be very wary of. And that's the challenge when you are, online dating. It's all that talk, you know what I'm saying, leading up to an action. And then that action is no longer represented because the talk was just the talk to get to the action. I could leave off that right now. Y'all know that, right? The talk was just the talk. It wasn't about the action. It was to get to the action. And there was no merit. And here's the thing that I want y'all to understand. Like, grown women do grown things. And when I say grown, I mean grown mentally, meaning they're willing to accept the decision that they make. I again, like I told y'all, I have a lot of female friends that I communicate with and coach through different things. And I just tell them, this is a bad situation. It's not going to work out. Have fun doing it and leave it there. If you're going to do it, have the most amazing time ever and don't expect anything after it. A friend of mine was dating this guy over in Europe, and I told her, they would travel to meet each other, but the guy would never come to Atlanta. And I was trying to explain to her, I said, you can go to Dubai, you can go to Brazil, Mexico, all these different places, but he can't make a trip and a flight to Atlanta to meet you and your son. You know what I'm saying? I said, there's something wrong there. I said, and he hasn't invited you to go to London where he's from. There's something wrong there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling her, don't get emotionally tied up in this. Let it be, y'all kick it when y'all see each other type thing. But if you fall in love with him, you're doomed to it's going to be a bad situation. You know what I mean? Yeah, true story, Elizabeth. Elizabeth said that the genetic makeup of women is their heart wins over their mind all day. And I agree. That's not an excuse, though. I want you to understand that. That's not an excuse. And that's what I said, Renee. I said, dude got a wife. I said, I know you're excited about this, but dude has a whole nother life over there. And he has a whole entree and your dessert. Anytime he, you know what I'm saying? Anytime that he wants to, to have you, you're at his beck and call. And he's got you tied up emotionally. And I told y'all how men work. Sex is not it doesn't make us emotional. Some men it makes emotional. They have a higher, they're in touch with their feminine side a lot more. Men, we're not connected to our sexual region that way. You know what I'm saying? But mentally, a woman can shut a man all the way down. If you get a man's mind, you win. You fucking win. If you get that man's mind, he's thinking about you and you're his peace and you're his excitement, you know what I'm saying? It's over. It is fucking over. The only thing you have to do at that point is don't fuck up his trust. Don't disrespect him. Don't fuck up his trust. Don't let him be wrong about you. It's the most difficult place to recover from. Even if the man stays in a relationship, it's just difficult to fully recover from that. That person is always going to carry that with them. Men don't hold grudges, but we do hold you accountable. Just saying. We don't hold grudges like we're going to actively go out and do stuff. We do, however, be like, most of the time be disbelief. You know what I mean? Especially if it's a good dude who's doing right by you. You be like, how the fuck? You know what I mean? And then you realize it's not you. It wasn't on you. It's never, listen, just so y'all understand, people cheat because they want to cheat. It goes back to what I said before. No one has that kind of control to make somebody give up their body to somebody else without choosing to do so. Alcohol is no excuse. Sorry. You're not off the hook. Oh, I was drinking and nigga, you should have drank water. What you drink? Take my pussy drink? The hell did you drink? Like, what did you drink? I need dick drink? That's what you drank? You drank some I need dick? And you didn't, you couldn't wait to drink that shit? You knew that when you drank this is what it does to you. Like, ladies, y'all know. Y'all know y'all get a couple sips of such and such, it's a wrap. Everything down there start feeling like, ooh, I want to be touched. I'm just saying. Men the same way. Men, we have certain drinks. Niggas will tell you. It's drinks you stay away from because they fuck with your libido, and then there's drinks that you drink that just be like, yo, it's on a cracking nigga. It's going down, nigga. I'm gonna shut shit down if I get some tonight. Come on, nigga. Like, it's gonna be crazy. So it's one of those. And again, each one of those scenarios leads to you getting caught slipping. You don't want to get caught slipping, so you have to know yourself. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Divinely says, until a man is ready to settle down, they're going to self-sabotage, and same with women. I disagree. Most men will keep it 100 with you regarding their situation. That's why they won't make you a girlfriend, because they want to continue with outside relationships. If your relationship doesn't have a title, it's because the man is still, the jury's still out and he hasn't committed. And honestly, actions speak louder than words. He doesn't really want to commit to you. And that's the 100. You know what I mean? A man that wants to be with you and only you behaves and acts and moves in a certain kind of way. A guy who is like, I'm here for a good time, he moves and acts a different way as well. And you just have to be cognizant of it. Sometimes, like I said, we put the fantasy mid glasses on and we believe all this other stuff, and you don't see things for what they are. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why you have friends. Again, when a man puts you on an island, it's because he wants to be deceitful and he doesn't want anybody to see the way he's managing the situation with you. A man who has nothing to hide, who is sincere, who is going to be honest with you, is going to hold you down, you ain't got to worry about that. He wants you to be around as many people as possible. He's hoping that your foundation of friendships has been choices that, listen, if I like you, I believe that you've made great choices with your friends. Jim says, but why men want marriage before meeting you just by talking to you? I don't know what that is. I don't know anybody who's asked somebody to marry them before they really figure it out. But this is why it's important for you all to have friends and to date someone who has friends. Friends hold everyone accountable. So remember what I told you about the first date? I don't want to talk about nothing serious. It's because the second date is now just us two out somewhere for dinner or something like that. And same, so the first time you meet is your initial meeting and you're just vibing. Like when you meet somebody at a club or at a bar, a lounge, or any of that kind of stuff, stay in the moment. Talk about what's happening, what brought you here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go from there, but don't talk about their job. Don't talk about their family. Don't talk about nothing that is going to be there no matter what. Just, can I be with you? Can I just be around you and enjoy this moment and live in this moment? Awesome. I like that. Second one is you and her one-on-one, and you go to a dinner, y'all go eat something, and y'all just talk about general knowledge stuff, world affairs, and your position on a certain few things. Nothing personal, though. Just the generalization of, hey, did you hear that story about da-da-da-da? Did you watch that? Who's your favorite comic? You know what I'm saying? What's the last movie you went to go see, and why did you go see it, and what? That's cool for the second one. The third one is a double date, meaning you go somewhere with her friends and y'all go and y'all kick it, and you get to see if they're being honest. All right, Afro-Latina, you get to see if when you're around her, if she acts funny. You get to see if they charge her with acting funny, and you understand then that you have not been dealing with the person that you're going to eventually end up with. No, we ain't talking about no past relationship, Cheryl. You know how you identify the past relationship in me is how I'm dealing with you today. My past is a reflection of who I am today, and that's what we're starting at. And now, as we grow together, if you want to understand why I do some of these things, y'all heard me. I'll tell y'all stories about it. You know what I mean? I'll give you some history on, well, this is where I learned this lesson from. I was dating this girl, and that's why I do this. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But that third one, you go with her and you be around her friends, and the same, you go with him around his friends, and his friends, if they real friends, they gonna hold him accountable for his behavior. Oh man, you just saying that because such and such around. Really? Is he? Because he would have said that to me normally, but you saying he just saying that because of your, okay. You have to take stock in that. And the only way you're gonna get the truth out of who your person is by taking them around people that have known them longer. And you need them in y'all's life. You understand? You need those people in your life. And hopefully he made great choices in friends. Why? Because they're your village. They're your community. They're the ones who are going to check you and check him. Those should be the ones who do not support anything that will undermine what you say is one of the most important things to you, which is your relationship. And you should let them know that, hey, girl, I really like this dude. Please don't let me fuck it up. What you mean, girl? I mean, just listen, I don't want you to give me the advice you give yourself, because you ain't in a relationship right now. I want you to give the advice you give yourself if you was in a relationship and that you cared about the nigga. I need that relationship advice. Don't give me the shit that gets you fucked up every time you try to get into a relationship. I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? That's where you got to be at with it. That's what you got to have. You got to put your friends on notice. But you can't do it over and over. So this is the challenge, right? You're building yourself up to understand yourself better so that when you do introduce that person to friends and family, it's a genuine introduction. It's something that's an anomaly, something that hasn't happened often. You know what I mean? Man, you bring 10, 15 men around your girls over a year, 2-year period of time, they're going to be like, another one? They're going to be like DJ Khaled, another one. You know what I'm saying? If you can't take advice from your circle, you got to change your circle when it comes to your relationship, Stacey. You got friends that you can kick it with that's wild as buck, and you know what I'm saying? That's cool, but who do you lean on who's going to give you that discernment that you need when you need it? But see, Divine, his self-sabotaging is only allowed because he didn't have a great friendship base that would help him out. Your friends will put you in check, be like, dog, man, you doing that to yourself, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with her, man. And then you have to allow him space to work on him, because if not, again, none of us are, very few of us have the capacity to give people what they need therapeutically. And the reason being is because we're dealing with stuff. And that's why those people have to go seek qualified people who have no interest in anything else. They're unbiased and they can only do it. The reason why people don't want to communicate with their counterpart is because they have an interest. We have an interest in, if I give you advice, you don't fuck with it because I'm being selfish and I want you to change and do something for me. That's the thought. Not I want you to change for the better for us. It's not that. Nobody wants to change by themselves. They always want, what you gonna do while I'm changing? I'm gonna stand fucking still. Because people don't understand the concept of a foundation in a relationship. While you change, I'ma stand still. If I'm changing while you changing, guess what we got? We got two changed motherfuckers who don't know each other by the time we finish with our changes. I need you to change first to see if we still good. You change. Go ahead. I got you. All right. It's kind of like the airplane analogy. I'm gonna put my life jacket on first, and I'm gonna help you put yours on. So you go ahead and change first. Once you good, then I put mine on. We good. That's how it's got to work. That the reason why celebrity relationships are difficult when two celebrities try to date each other is because they both have careers that have to be managed on a selfish level. You know what I mean? I'd have to hear that whole story, Divine. But being jealous and all that stuff is, that's an ego. That has nothing to do with anything other than ego. Men, we get jammed up all the time. Actually, we're actually prepared for a hard no when we go to holler at a chick. We already got that in our head that she could possibly say no. Women y'all have the best opportunity for success no matter what it is when it comes to relationships. Y'all have the best. Listen, it's hard for a man to tell a woman no off rip, especially a confident, fine woman who walks with this, you know what I'm saying? Who walks and knows that she brings something to the table. It's hard to tell you no, period. What up, Shell? But you got to know it. You have to know that. Being confident, having your swag tight, you know what I'm saying? Your energy on point, that's your shit. Yeah, and you have to. Stacey says she goes to older women. Y'all got to have mentors out here, man. If y'all don't surround yourself by people who doing stuff the way you want to do it in a successful way, y'all are tripping. What up, Janice? Thank you, Janice. I saw you rocking the song too. Yep. Thank you, April. It's not making him feel like a man, because a man is a man, and what should make him feel like a man is being respected as such. Don't placate to us. No man wants to be felt like you're playing up to his man. Oh, you do that. No, fuck that shit. Just be, I'm a man. You know what I mean? And all I need you to do is hold us down the way that you hold us down best, and I'm gonna do what I do, and we're gonna be good. But don't placate to us. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't treat us, don't make us feel weird for being who we are. It is who we are, regardless whether you think I'm the man that you know what I mean? I'm a man regardless. So in that, you enjoy, you celebrate the interaction, you know what I'm saying? You be that woman. Like I said, hold on to your feminine traits and those things that you do that you like. Ladies, y'all, I can tell you, an ego on a woman is a very challenging thing. A woman with an ego is very difficult to get along with. That ego is a powerful thing, yo. We just want y'all to be cool, yo. how does anyone fake being confident? Well, again, they put this air forward that they got it. You know what I'm saying? The confidence is confidence is how you manage things. You know what I'm saying? And you can build up your confidence. And it's not so much faking it or whatnot. It's finding a place within yourself that you feel so good about you that other people can experience it, that other people see it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be okay with you. That's it. That's the whole requirement of you being a good, somebody people want to be around with. You got to be okay with you being you, and when being you is a problem because other people will tell you about it. People will distance themselves from you, and that's when you go back to the creative table and say, people wasn't fucking with me because I was this way. I was drinking all the time, or I was flirtatious all the time, or I was this. You know what I mean? Yeah, the pride comes before the fall, Shell. You know what I mean? Pride comes before the fall. Pride don't do nobody no good. It should be confidence, Mimi. Like, oh yeah, when a woman loves herself, when a woman manages herself, that kind of confidence, not not where it's arrogant, and not where it's demanding. You know what I'm saying? It's graceful. Like, women don't want to be graceful. And again, especially in business, it's just difficult because you're required to have move and act like you have testosterone. You've been told that you got to be a bitch. It's the craziest conversation I've ever heard in my life. It's crazy. But it's easy though, just so y'all understand. It's easy. In business, you don't have to be a bitch. You have to be what you were designed to be. And what that is a great communicator. And I was talking about that. I was about to touch on this earlier in the conversation. Ladies, you can get whatever you want. You can get and have whatever you want. Do you understand that? Ladies, I'm going to say it again. You can get and have whatever you want. It's your pride and your ego that get in the way and stop you from doing it. You know why? You got that man from doing what? From being sweet, from being a kind and nurturing ear, a shoulder. You from being that person. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you did in the beginning of the relationship that made you irresistible? But somewhere along the line, you allowed resentment to come in and you stopped being irresistible. You started being human again. You started being like everybody else. You started being like everybody else. I tell women all the time, and I tell my homeboys, I was like, bro, you got to do what you did to get her, to keep her. Again, Renee, those relationships where those things happen like that, she said, Skrapp, some men have a good woman and still cheat. That's because they're not a good man. And you would find that out the longer that you are with them. You understand that they were never good men. And that their representative is probably what reeled her in. And then he made excuses for his shortcomings to blame her for the reason why he stepped out. I mean, that's just it. You know what I mean? Men who cheat always, they don't say they cheated because they felt like it. They didn't say they cheated because it was in them. They'd like to blame you. Y'all heard the song. Now we don't talk that long, and the love making ain't that strong. Got her feeling like she's doing something wrong. That's why she has to move on and be strong. All because you got caught slipping. Y'all got the lyric sheet, right? Y'all need to read them lyrics, man. It's some powerful stuff in there to help you figure things out. You know what I mean? Patricia says your foundation comes from the way you were raised. Part of your foundation does. The greater part of your foundation comes from also what you've experienced. Your experience is greater than that. You know what I'm saying? I think to assess Regina, your point where Regina said, do you cheat? I think that when you look at the dynamic of what's being considered cheating, I think everyone does, not physically though. You know, if we're being strict and by the book, everyone looks at somebody and is like, golly, man, I go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I told you the analogy with the analogy with Holly Berry. Shit. Yeah, I cheat. Minute she tried to kiss me. What are you doing? I'm cheating, bitch. I'm cheating. God damn it. You fucking Holly Berry. Who wouldn't cheat on their woman with Holly Berry? Just saying. Oh, shoot. Y'all act like, come on, man. If Idris walked up in this live right now, say he coming over to one of y'all house, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I've been in my relationship for 20 years, and Idris Elba came into the room, and automatically I gave him everything he asked for. It was a robbery. He stole the pussy. It just... Oh, man. No, don't say that. She said men don't see your value. No. We can't generalize. We got to say that you've been in situations where men didn't see the value you brought to it. And that's why the song is called Slippin'. They get caught slipping. And, it is what it is. Again, here's the thing, y'all. When y'all hear about these gorgeous women getting cheated on, please, man, y'all don't know the inner workings of those relationships. Physically, she may not bring to the table what this person thought he was buying into. Doesn't give him a reason to cheat. It's not justifying it at all. But again, you never know what these people are going through and what they're dealing with. And nothing, we're all human, and there's nothing you can put past anybody. Adults make adult decisions daily. Period. That's all I remember. When I'm in a relationship with somebody, I remember that's a whole ass adult right there that I'm still getting to know. They were being them the way they were long before I came along. I just need to figure out if it's something that works for what I want. You know what I mean? True story, April. People do have a type. People do get comfortable. It does work both ways, Michelle, but who are you concerned about, the other way or your way? And this is kind of what I alluded to earlier. You can't hold a mirror up to the problem if you don't put yourself in the middle of the picture. The mirror should be facing you before you turn it to anyone else. And if you look in that mirror and that mirror don't crack from what you are going through, then you can't turn that mirror around on nobody else. I'm sorry. My greatest challenge in a lot of conversations are with people who will turn the mirror the other way before they've ever turned it on themselves. I don't think people want to cheat actively. I don't think that's it. I think that there's something missing in them that their relationship isn't providing for them, and they have not got the help they needed, and it's almost impossible for the person in the relationship to give them that help. And these people wander around aimlessly without being managed before they ever step out into public. Yeah, I'll sing it, Juicy. That's the challenge. Unhealed people going out into the world doing that. You know what I'm saying? Getting involved in those things. You know what I'm saying? So it's difficult. And yes, on every level of relationships, Laura, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I could be a counselor, like without the degree, I could do the counseling conversation with people because I'm on the outside and I can see how it needs to be managed. But with counseling, the challenge is you got to take the advice. You got to take the advice. And in relationships, you have to talk to both people. Because as a counselor, you become the common denominator in the information that's needed to get both people to the same place. That's too broad. Janetta said men cheat because they have mommy issues and because a woman let them women do it for emotions. No, I don't think that's it. I can't subscribe to men cheating because of a relationship with their mom. I think that there is a fulfillment issue, and that could be an aspect of it, but there's so many things that could be. Men could cheat because they ain't never experienced women liking them before like that. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you, men who come into money, men who get into a position of power or fame, men who get into a position of control, cheat more often than men who aren't in those positions, regular Joes. The reason being is because a lot of those men have never experienced the kind of access that they now have. Professional athletes all the way through and through. The reason why cheating isn't such a great, it's never been a thing for me. I've always, and not to be braggadocious, I've been very fortunate enough to be attractive enough that women would find me attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't never had to hunt. I ain't never had to be out here like going crazy and then, you know what I'm saying? And I've always caught the eye of more than one individual at a time. So I ain't never been like thirsty. I ain't never been like, you know what I'm saying? It's a difference from a guy who, you know what I'm saying? And again, I'm a communicator, and I've always had the company of women, whether they were friends or whatever. I've always had great relationships with being able to communicate with the opposite sex. I was a nerd. It's not about that. Even with the eyes, I was a nerd, y'all. Like I was a serious nerd growing up. And the things that mattered to me were the things that I couldn't have, which were women. Nerds, we cared about electronics. This is why I'm so good with my hands in electronics and solving problems and fixing things, is because I wasn't a jock like that. I played sports, but I wasn't so into sports that I wasn't into everything else. And I realized I was, you know, I liked hearing the conversations that y'all have about relationships, because you were giving me the blueprint to what really mattered. You know what I'm saying? Like my conversations with women is a blueprint. There's a whole map, man, that I've got all this information to on what really matters. And I had older women showing me what really mattered, talking to me about what really mattered. And me having this conversation and then having girls my age come around me, and I'm kind of like, yo, you tripping. Like, it ain't about that. You know what I'm saying? And now that I've been schooled on how to do things, then they looking at me like, girl, you got to be like this to be a Skrapp, because he this kind of, you got to be that. You girl, he don't play that. Then it became a thing, you know, the conversation about it. And then I realized that exclusivity meant more to me than sharing myself with so many people. There's power in people. People assume, they was like, Skrapp, man, I know you be getting it. I mean, like, nah, dog, I ain't interested in that. I'm not interested in having the unattainable. I can't capture all these people's hearts and be true to myself. But I can capture one heart and blow that motherfucker out the water. I could be dope, really dope for one person, but I'm going to be spread thin trying to fuck with all these girls. I realized that early, you know what I'm saying? And in times where I didn't want to be in a relationship, I was just open, like, hey, man, I'm not looking for no relationship. We can have a great time. I know, you enjoy my company. I enjoy your company, but please don't put any kind of restraints on me that's going to compromise that. I'm not in a position where I can give you what I know I'm capable of giving you. And I don't want you to feel shortchanged or bound by me in that way. I would rather you go. I may not be the one. Y'all understand the honesty, and the problem with I'm going to tell y'all, the problem with honesty is it is highly attractive. It is highly attractive when you are honest. I'm sorry. It is just highly attractive, whether you're a man or a woman, being honest with the people that are in your life. It is the greatest turn on, because everyone else is lying. No, it's not too much honesty, Mookie. It's how you deliver the honesty. Too much honesty cannot hurt you. It can only hurt a person who doesn't value the truth. We should all value the truth. You may not want to hear it, but it's going to be the thing that helps you develop and become the person that you have to be. It's not about being too honest. I want y'all to understand something. There's no thing as being too honest. There is, however, a thing about being brutally honest. That's the part where you speak without caring about the other person. I don't subscribe to that. Y'all hear me talk. My honesty, I'm going to be honest, but my honesty comes with some humor sometimes. And my honesty comes with letting you know that it's constructive. I'm not being honest to destroy anybody. That's painful. And that's when truth hurts. It's not about keeping it real. Listen, I want y'all to understand that everything is about the delivery. Everything is about listen, I can tell you right now, I can say something to you in a way and you be like, it feels fucked up. Or I could take you by both hands, pull you in close to me, look you dead on in the eye, and just say what I'm feeling, and your heart will explode from my honesty, from my caringness to bring you in, and from looking you straight on in the eye, and you know it comes from a place of love. So I'm honest, but you gotta care for the person you're being honest with. When you're being brutally honest, you don't give a fuck about the other person. That's a selfish way of communicating. That's a selfish way of communicating. It is so selfish when you just say shit and you're not paying attention to how it's affecting people. That's like throwing I don't know, throwing a meteor at at a planet. You know what I'm saying? It's not cool. You have to listen. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It says more about you than it does about them. You should not have anybody in your life that you don't care how you communicate with them. That's fucked up. That's not fair to you, and it's not fair to them. You should not be around anybody that you don't give a fuck about how you say shit to them. Period. But it's not on them. It's you. No, a guy that is brutally honest doesn't like you. What is it? And I listen every day when I interact with people and online and everywhere else, and they say dumb shit. I be like, what is your expectation? What did you think I would do in response to what you said and did? How did you think I would have reacted? Embraced you for this dumb shit? You know what I mean? Like, what is your expectation? And I think that's something that y'all should ask people when they say certain things to you. Is when somebody says something foul, friend, lover, whoever, they say something crazy, you say, what, just out of curiosity, what do you expect me to do from here? I mean, now that you've said what you said, what were you expecting me to do? Because you don't say things without an expectation of a reaction. And if you speak like that without wondering what I'm going to feel or do, then we don't need to talk. I only speak to people who care about me. If you don't care about me, shut the fuck up. Please protect yourself. I mean, literally, I'm telling you, please protect yourself. What else is there for you than to protect yourself? It starts with verbally how people communicate to you. Because if they can get away with saying shit to you anyway, then they'll get away with trying things that they normally wouldn't try, and they'll end up doing things that they know they shouldn't be doing. That's it. That's it. Yeah, more bees with honey, Laura. Absolutely. But it's about, again, protecting yourself. You know, I see you, Jeanette. That's why I ain't answer. You have to protect yourself. And sometimes blocking people is a way to go, Tammy. And then other times, again, it depends on how you feel about the people. Be honest with how you feel about them and be open and honest about how they feel about you, and you'll be good. That's it. That's really a super dope recipe for having great communication and moving forward in your relationships with friends and family. Yeah, D, I'm about to wrap up too. I've been on since 10 tonight. I got on at 10 o'clock. And I hadn't imagined I was going to be on this long talking about what we talked about, but it all goes back to the single Getting Caught Slipping. These are ways and techniques to avoid that and to find and have nurturing relationships that can change your life. You know what I mean? That can nourish what you want. Like, I'm going to leave y'all with one final thought, right? And this is something that you all can carry with you and examine inside of relationships and also while you're single or dating is, what does being happy in a relationship look like to you? I'm going to leave y'all with that. Y'all don't have to answer right now. I actually want y'all to think about it, because none of y'all can give me the answer that really works. Like, when I say that, I mean, you don't have the answer just now when I asked it. It's bigger than just peace. It's bigger than just a peace of mind. Y'all, again, I'm going to express this to y'all, and I'm not going to say it again. The devil is in the details. If you ask for just peace, Mookie and Lateef, you're going to get just peace. But you're going to get a whole bunch of other shit that you left off the menu. You're going to get a whole lot of other stuff that should have been included in that conversation. I'm sorry. For those of you who are, faithful people, you have to pray in detail. God has a sense of humor. He will quickly show you that you don't have all the answers. But what you do have, and what you should have learned through the lessons that he's put you through, is to pray about the things that you want exploited and things that you want removed, and then say, God, you take the rest on everything else. Nah, Tammy, I got an early morning, and I got to do some administrative stuff now for you guys, and I got to manage it. I'm thinking of ways to manage it because I am going to post this whole conversation for those of you who are still in the live, and this is why I need y'all to follow my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel will allow y'all to watch this footage back, and I know there were some really dope parts in here that'll benefit you all, but also friends and family that weren't here that you can clip and share to them. That's one of the reasons why I really like YouTube. They have a clipping and sharing element to it. Ain't got to be the whole conversation. Like nobody wants to. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes worth of conversation. Nobody wants all that. But we have touched on some things that I know will benefit change in somebody's life. And if I just rattled off a few of them right now, one is don't hold a mirror up to somebody when you haven't held a mirror up to yourself first. That is paramount in relationship building. Other part is don't try to date somebody who's just like you. You need somebody who's the strength in places you are weak and vice versa. I can't, Stacy. I can after I get off of YouTube. So for those of you on YouTube right now, my YouTube is I See Green One. It's pinned right there. Miss Chris just pinned it. I can again rattling off firm handshakes for business people. Stay in your soft energy when you can. If you stay in your soft energy and somebody respects it and deals with you in that soft space energy, you find that is a place that they enjoy having you in, and that's going to be a place of happiness for everybody involved. I can rattle off a few of these. I'm just going back over some of the stuff we said tonight because it's paramount that you guys go back through the footage or whatnot and y'all clip some of this stuff and make memes out of them if you got to, so people can understand like, yo, there's some real value in talking to certain people and hearing certain people communicate about relationships. Everything may not be for everybody, but I know there's bits and pieces in here that if you're being honest, it's going to benefit you or somebody that you know or somebody that you're interested in. Ladies, you guys should be sharing some of this conversation with your male counterparts, especially the ones that you're interested in, so they can understand what you celebrate and what you don't. I think that's one of the greatest challenges in how we communicate nowadays is some dudes just don't know. And they get off the hook by not being familiar with it. Like, listen, what I don't know, you can't charge me for. But if you put a conversation in their face and the information is in there and then they act that way, it's by choice and not by naivety. And then you can deal with that. You can't charge me for something I had no idea. That's not fair. How the hell? I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was a thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to get. I didn't know it was a thing. What's going on here? But if I know it, and then I actively go against what I know is right or what you respect or what you like, we have a different problem. You understand? That's all and that's the reason. I think that's one of the reasons why these relationship conversations are going to be really cool, is because you have an opportunity to share it with somebody you care about. The song Slippin' is on that same premise. This song Slippin' is made for you, but it benefits whomever you play it to. Whoever you say, hey man, I need you to listen to this, because if you don't treat me right, I'm out. And I know there's somebody out there who's going to treat me better than you're treating me. Now, you're not saying all those words, but the song is saying it kind of for you. This is the ramifications of your actions. And it's okay if they never hear the song, they're okay. They can never be charged with getting caught slipping because they don't know. They didn't know no better. And that's the excuse for everyone coming up nowadays is, who knew? I see you, Trina. A lot of people jump off the ledge of, I ain't had no idea. I ain't know. Nobody taught me that. I ain't grow up like that. I ain't da da da. All these excuses. I hope to remove the ability for people to excuse themselves by having these conversations about relationships, about interactions, the human interaction, how it should be, what you guys celebrate. So again, especially on YouTube, when you like it, when you share it, people will understand that there's a group of people out here who like, who understand this, who want this, who need more people to see it and understand it. And as you all are a vehicle of change in that way, people can't absolve themselves from knowing better. So if you know better, you should do better. And if you don't do better after knowing better, you have a red flag on your hands. And one of the greatest things in relationships is identifying those red flags and being ready to respond and react. Right now, people are absolved from their red flags. They're just running through them like crazy. They didn't know no better. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the challenge, Stacey. But if they're not in rooms, and this is the best way I could say it, if men aren't in rooms where women are talking and are not flies on the wall and just listening, they are doomed to go to their own resources, which may not line themselves up with the wants and needs of the women they want and care about. That's it for tonight, y'all. I appreciate everybody for allowing me to communicate. I'm going to play the single now on Slippin is on Apple Music. Yep, I'm gonna play it on TikTok. For my YouTube people, man, this live will be posted on YouTube for you guys to review, clip, share, and do all those things. If you're not a subscriber on YouTube, become one now. The numbers matter, the metrics matter, but the sharing matters even more. I appreciate y'all. YouTube, I'm signing out on YouTube right quick. Till later, y'all.